Hello, Facebook, YouTube.
Pay me in equity, watch me reverse out of dicks. He got a bad chick. We live in lavish. I got expensive fabrics, I got expensive habits. He wanna know what it is.
Man, that's my favorite line in that song. Or pay me in equity and watch me reverse out of debt, right? Put some respect on my check, right? Put some respect on my check. Pay me in equity or watch me reverse out of debt. See how my screaming go. I know I'm in a rural area, so my scream is going to be coming in and out. So I'm going to continue talking because it's still recording. You just may lose me. So I hope that you watch the replay or that you're still able to stay connected some type of way. Good morning. Let's have Finances Friday. Some people might want to call it FICO Friday. What is FICO? But that's Mr. Will Roundtree's theme, so I don't want to steal there. But FICO, what is FICO? FICO score is the Fair Isaac Corporation. Fair Isaac, if you know anything about him, his corporation is the one that developed your credit score, and that's why your true credit score is FICO, all caps, FICO. And you can go to myfico.com to know what's your most accurate number, what's the most accurate model that the banks look at, to see if you have over that 680 or 720 credit score, right? But let's talk about using credit in a different way, right? Let's just talk about using credit in a different way. So how I was, I probably had over $100,000 in credit card cashability. I won't even say I'm not in credit card debt. It's any type of way. But I can tell you this: if the economy folds and resets itself the way it always does, all of those plastic cards that I just flashed before you, I'm going to use that plastic, invisible, intangible credit limit that I have on those cards to invest in tangible items, to create more cash flow into my life, which is real estate, right? Which is real estate. So I'm looking at the economy, I'm looking at the signs, I'm looking at what's going on. 2020 is predicted the economy will reset itself. It always does around the 10-year mark, meaning that the stocks will go through a temporary crash. Real estate homes will be on the market for wholesale pricing, right? And it's always during this time is where most millionaires are made, right? So people that know how to use their credit cards to create cash flow by investing, they are excited about this time of the year. They're not distraught. They're not in panic mode. They understand that this is an opportunity for me to use my credit to manifest more cash flow, more investing, into my life, right? So you need to go ahead and position yourself. One of the questions I get most common is, what are the fees? How much would you charge to invest to help me fix my credit, right? So that's a common question that I get. So I want to answer that question for you. Good morning coming in. Thank you for the digital love. Now I have the sun behind me. Thank you for the digital love. So, in answering and responding to that question, what is my, on average, if a person has under 5 items, good morning, Nana, good morning. If they have under 5 items of collections or charge off on their credit reports, and they're not trying to get anything in advance like bankruptcy, inquiry removals, inquiries, or hard pull on their credit report, on average, they're probably going to invest about $650 on average. You have, five or less collections, a combination of collections or charge-offs, 2 or 3 late payments. If that's under 5 across the board, now mind you, that's also including your 3 credit bureaus, right? So to answer that question real quickly, real briefly, so that's really less than $250 per credit report. But that's not a quoted price. I have to look at your credit report. Everyone has a different credit report. Some people have 10 charge-offs in collection, and as a result, their process will require more work and more effort and probably more time, right? You didn't get into bad credit overnight. You shouldn't expect to get out of it in 30 days, which is overnight. And so accordingly, your investing costs to invest in good credit will be probably over their price range. So everything is done individualized, personalized, customized to fit your situation. So if you want to reach out to me to position yourself to use credit to create more cash flow in your life, doesn't matter if you're a Forex investor, if you want to do the stock market when they crash, if you're a trader and you're looking for the income, right? You're looking for the money. I'm trying to adjust this phone because the sun is so bright. Then you need to reach out to me. Email me at ld@fixmycreditandcash.com. So with that being said, you know that $100,000 in cash, right? $100,000 in cash is often about $70,000 of money, real time, real live, right? You can't live off that $100K because you have something called taxes, right? So taxes eat up about 30% of any income that's $100K. So what I do is I do this method called income shifting, right? Which means I shift my money out of the high tax bracket, which is what employees pay. So if you have a job, right, you are being taxed anywhere on the low end at 21% of taxes out of your paycheck or out of every dollar that you earn to 32% or higher of every paycheck. It all depends on how you have your allowances set up on your W-4. So what I do is I shift the money that I make from my paycheck into a business entity, right? Into a business entity. And you are allowed to do that on a W-4. I want you to do some homework. I want you to do some follow-up. Don't take my word for it only. But I want you to Google 2019 W-4 and, hold on, try to readjust this. Give me a second. Okay. All right, so I want you to Google 2019 W-4, and I want you to stroll down the page that a lot of people are missing thousands of dollars out of their paycheck. I want you to stroll down under the very first page, and you have something that says allowances. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning. Thank you so much. I mean adjustments. I'm sorry. You have a category called adjustments. And by knowing how to add adjustments to your W-4, you can now shift your income from being taxed really, really high, bring more money home from your paycheck, from your job, and an extra $200, $300, $400, $500 a month. It depends on your income level. It depends on how many allowances you're already claiming, right? And it depends on if you follow up and take action. And you have the opportunity now to create more cash flow in your life. So I also do that on my W-4. But as you know, I'm also a basketball coach, so I have employee income as well. So the money that I receive from coaching and teaching, and I also I'm beginning here in Mississippi 2 days out of the week to teach financial literacy to a group of youth. That money that I receive, instead of keeping it, if you ever studied Robert Kiyosaki or read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, he has a quadrant. It's divided into four sections, and it's called the Cashflow quadrant. And in the very first section of that Cashflow quadrant in a block is an E, and that's for employees, right? So you have to shift your income. You have to shift your income from being tax high and giving your money to the government now to shift back to you so you can be taxed less, right? And bring more money to your household, right? So that's how I manifested $100K. And my $100,000 is in salary, and it's also in credit, right? It's in salary, it's in income, and it's also in credit. But my money is taxed less, right at the 15%, not at the 30%. So that means I'm getting to keep more of the money that I make. I'm bringing home more than $70,000 out of the $100K that I bring in. And so that's how I manifested that in 10 months. And it all started, the foundation of all of that was credit. I tell people all the time, credit is queen. You know, we're playing a game of chess. This is not checkers. And credit is queen. What do I mean by that? The queen in the chess game is the most powerful piece in your financial game plan that you can have, because she is able to make all different types of moves on that board. And that's as it relates to your life. Diagonal, vertical. The king is the most important piece, but the queen is most powerful because the king is not able to make those moves, make those adjustments. So once you get your credit fixed, for example, you can save hundreds of dollars on your cash flow by getting your insurance vehicles re-quoted, right? You can get lower insurance rates with a higher credit score. You can get better jobs with a higher credit score. You can get lower homeowners or renters insurance rate with a higher credit score, which increases your cash flow, right? You can get refinanced from double-digit loans and accounts to single digits or 0% interest like I have, with better credit. You can use credit cards, right? You can use credit cards to invest in assets, right? To invest in assets. If you have 0% interest credit cards, you can call that credit card bank and tell them you want a balance transfer into your personal checking account and get that money converted into cash, and you can go out and buy an investment with that. Not be a consumer, not consume things, not go on shopping sprees, not going on vacation, right? But you can get that money converted into cash, and if you find a good real estate property that you want to invest in, for example, you can invest in that, and it's easier to do it through credit than any other way, right? You don't want to have to put anything up for collateral by investing in real estate. You don't want to have collateral. You want to protect your cash, and you always want to protect your personal assets. That's the name of the money game, right? Own nothing but control everything. You want to have control over your personal assets in the money game. So I'm talking about using credit cards to create cash flow, to become richer, right? Where you don't have to put your house as collateral by going to hard money lenders or getting collateral loans to be an investor. Use credit cards. If you're in the Forex game, use those credit cards. Get those balance transfer. Get that money converted to cash. And if you know your Forex skills are on point and you're making money, invest in Forex. Invest in stocks. If you trade stocks, or if you're in it for the long haul and you don't want to use your money in the stock market, then use the bank's money. Get it from the credit cards. But people, you have got to start using your credit to create cash flow and to create wealth. You got to stop using the credit to hurt yourself, but to help yourself, right? And the last move that the queen makes with credit is you're able to pay down any home mortgage in 5 to 7 years by using credit cards. Did you know that, right? Did you know that I'm not talking about making an extra payment every month towards a mortgage home, right? I had a meeting last night, and I told the ladies last night, they said they listened to Susan Orman or Susan Orman and Dave Ramsey, right? And they said, well, they teach to make an extra payment a year. And I said, well, that strategy is using bullets, right? To you're firing bullets with that strategy to pay down your home mortgage at a much quicker rate. I'm talking about using bombs. I'm talking about using bonds, right? I'm talking about big lump sum payments that attack the principal balance of your mortgage so you can pay down any home within 5 to 7 years. I'm not talking about, like, for example, if you cook, that most roasts come with a fat around the trimming in it, right? And you don't get to the heart of the meat, right, when you're cooking roast. And it's just that way when you have a loan against your house. When you're paying your monthly payments, you're not paying the heart of the loan. You're not paying the meat. You're just paying towards the fat, which is the interest. So in order to pay down the core of it, in order to pay down the actual loan amount and not be paying 30 or 50 years in the interest, you have to trim that fat. And so what you do is you attack it, right? And you attack that fat like it's acid. You melt it down so you can get down to the core, the meat of your loan, the principle of your loan, and pay it down in 5 to 7 years. So what's the best attack method to pay down any mortgage in 5 to 7 years? Not making an extra little payment once a year. No, it's taking that credit card that you may have 0% interest on it, and you may have a $5,000 credit limit on that credit card, for example. And now I'm taking $5,000. I'm throwing $5,000 right at the principal of my mortgage, and boom, I'm cutting down, I'm trimming down the interest I pay on it, which is helping me to cut off years and thousands of dollars that the bank has already calculated in the interest repayment back of my loan, right? And so once you now have that 0% $5,000 credit card limit, for example, then what you do is, okay, I put $5,000. I've created extra cash flow out of my paycheck, and I shifted my money. Now, because I'm bringing home more money, I'm shifting my money from getting taxed 30% to getting taxed maybe 10 or 15 or even some cases 0%. And I have that extra money coming in. I've refinanced some things because I have my high credit score. I have all those negatives removed, all those derogatories. I have my bankruptcy removed, deleted. I have charge-off deleted. I have my collections deleted. I have my inquiries deleted. Do you have a program for one-on-one consultation? It's best to just email me your situation because, I'm going to be honest with you. The time I would take out, maybe an hour up to most, consultating someone one-on-one personally. Let's say if I did charge a fee of $100 for 1 hour, I could make double that amount by doing 5 or 6 people credit reports in that 1 hour and make thousands. So I really don't like to tie myself up with one-on-one consultation because it costs me money. It really costs me money. The time that, or if it's 30 minutes that I'm talking to someone personally, that's 30 minutes I could put in repair and credit for someone that may have paid me $650. You know, or there are certain programs that I'm doing right now that's paying me $200 an hour. And so this just where my time is. So I don't do a lot of one-on-one consultation. I know people like to talk, but I just, because of, you know, my time and my value of what I make an hour, it wouldn't be worth the exchange for me. So the best methods and the best way to communicate with me is through text and through email. Email at ld@𝒾𝓃𝒾𝓃.com. Make your email short and to the point. If you have a debt collection, for example, that you would like to get a quote on for me to dispute, go ahead and scan and email that debt collector's letter. I have to make sure that it's within the 30-day window and time frame to dispute. And, you know, if you need credit help, then you also need to pull your credit report from the source that I email you or contact you to pull from, because that's the only source or platform that I use. So, hey, I made it to your destination. How to contact me, ld@𝒾𝓃𝒾𝓃.com. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you out here like and hit share. And here's to a better financial freedom Friday. You all have a great, great day. Make it a great day today. Thanks for tuning in, Queen of Credit.